Welcome to ECS Explained. I am Dr. Stefan Broselid, an independent researcher in molecular pharmacology and neuroscience and founder of the website ECS.education. This podcast exists for one reason. There is a physiological system present in every human body, active from before birth, involved in regulating virtually every major organ system, that has been largely absent from medical education for more than 30 years. Not because the science isn't there, because of the name it was given and the stigma that came with it. That system is the endocannabinoid system. And if you've never heard of it, or only in the context of cannabis, that is precisely the problem this podcast is here to address. ECS Explained is a long-form science podcast. Each episode is built around the primary literature, peer-reviewed research, mechanistic evidence, and honest acknowledgement of where the science is settled, where it is emerging, and where critical gaps still need to be filled. There is no supplement agenda here, no cannabis advocacy, just the biology explained with the precision it deserves. The topics we will be covering span a wide range, and I want to give you a sense of that range so you know what to expect. We will explore how the food you eat stocks the molecular inventory your ECS depends on to function, and why the shift in dietary fats over the last 50 years may be one of the most consequential and most overlooked changes in modern human biology. We will look at the developmental programming evidence at what happens to a child's brain when the ECS substrate environment in the womb is skewed, and why maternal nutrition during pregnancy may carry consequences that persist for decades. We will cover the addiction landscape, examining PET imaging data showing that cannabis, alcohol, tobacco, and opioids all converge on the same neuroadaptation in the human brain, and what measuring that convergence could mean for clinical addiction medicine. We will explore the ketogenic diet through an ECS lens, building the case that its diverse therapeutic effects across epilepsy, neurodegeneration, IBS, and sleep may be unified by a single upstream mechanism that has not yet been formally tested. We will look at schizophrenia and psychosis, when new research is showing that the ECS is not a bystander in the psychotic brain, but an active homeostatic defense system, and where the substrate state of the cell membrane at the moment of the first crisis predicts how well treatment will work. We will examine what the endocannabinoid system has to do with how long you live and how well your brain ages, because the data on CB1 availability and cognitive longevity is some of the most striking evidence I have encountered in this entire field. And running through all of it will be the framework I have spent years developing, the substrate-driven ECS model, which proposes that the fatty acid composition of your cell membranes is the primary determinant of what your body's master regulatory system, the ECS, can actually do. Not a pharmaceutical, not a supplement, a biological condition set by how you eat, how you move, how you sleep, and how you live. I am starting this podcast because the conversation about the ECS has been confined for too long to the margins of cannabis research and alternative medicine. It belongs at the center of physiology, of clinical medicine, of public health, and how we think about the chronic disease burden of the 21st century. Every episode is an invitation to test these ideas, push back on the evidence, and engage with a system that your body has been running since before you were born, and that medicine, for 3 decades, has largely pretended does not exist. Let's change that. This is episode 1, and this is where we begin. Welcome.